Hey, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is exciting. Just requested the other day, can you guys have Pusha T? I said, Pusha T's been on Juan Epstein twice before. They said, no, solo. So here he is, Pusha T, solo on Juan Epstein.
Thank you.
Yo, what up, Push?
What's up? How you doing?
Album time.
Finally.
Listen,
Finally.
before we get into this, let's be clear.
Okay.
Rosenberg does not know my album.
Nope.
He does not.
Yeah.
He's usually a connoisseur of like music, and Syph is interrupting the interview.
That he always does that. Syph acts like it's not even an interview.
But you know, I want to be clear that Syph this time is the connoisseur of hip hop.
Syph did it.
He's the
I heard the clean version over the weekend. So.
Oh my God!
I don't know if
Never
I got
mind.
the full.
I take everything back. Forget
the
it.
clean
I
counts.
don't know if I got the.
Doesn't.
What do you
I
mean
take
it doesn't
everything
count?
back. Come on.
I don't know if he was. I don't know when it bleeped out. I don't know if he said fuck or shit.
And you were confused.
Or bitch. You know.
It's hard. It's very confusing. What do you think, Syph, on your early listen? Because
it's insane.
you got to talk into the microphone too.
Hello.
What is wrong with you? Why are you? What's that? You're out of
A little
control.
disheveled, man.
Yeah, like you
it's
really.
One Up.
No, I know, but it's a big deal because it's his album week.
Trying to
finally.
load the dirty version because we got to do the album release tonight. I'm making sure I got my shit.
But you're not
straight.
going to play his song tonight. You're not going to play the
Why?
dirty. No, because Syph, he's performing.
Yeah, but certain songs he's not going to perform.
So you're going to find out which
I gotta
ones?
be ready.
Okay, very good. So, Push.
Yo.
We don't know if he has a DJ.
No, that's true. You never
We
know.
definitely do have
He
a
has
DJ.
Who's your DJ?
DJ Rick G's.
DJ, is that been around with you for a long time?
Yeah.
Like Clips days?
Yes.
So this is kind of cool. I don't know. For a while, it started to seem like is this going to be one of those situations when by the time it comes out, it's not going to mean what it should mean. Exodus came out 2 years ago. That was, to me, one of your best solo moments you've ever had.
Yes.
He's going to come back. So I've just wondered at.
Yeah.
So I started to get that feeling. I'm like, oh, man, I hope this comes out soon. And then, lo and behold, it kind of sped up, and here we go.
Yeah.
Are you like, what does the feeling compare like versus a Clips release day for a Pusha solo release day?
You know, and it was a long time coming, you know, for a lot of people. And what people don't realize, for me, it really wasn't, because I had to spend so much time, I think, retuning the ears of people, not hearing Malice at the end of my, after my verse. So, you know, to me, it took a long time just to even get people past that fact that I wasn't, you know, the Clips weren't doing music together. So I felt like, that's why it was the fear of God and the wrath of Cain and fear of God.
You felt you needed a reset to a certain extent.
Had to. They weren't receptive at first.
And you had to get, I guess, new listeners who weren't even really. You probably have listeners now who weren't Clips fans. Honestly,
I have people who think I'm new. I have kids who think I'm new. Tyler, Trouble on My Mind.
Oh, they found out.
Nah, my godson. My godson was like, you know, him and his friend were over the house. Well, you know, over his house. And he was like, man, it's this kid who nice. His name Pusha T. He with Tyler. He the man. It was like,
That's mine.
It was your godson?
No, my godson's friend.
So he was like, yeah, that's my godfather.
Oh, he didn't even know.
Yeah, he didn't even know that, like, you know, I'm new to him.
So wow, so Trouble on My Mind got you new stuff too. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So people are saying the early word is that this could be album of the year.
This is so much the album of the year. I've been telling people this since the springtime. Like, you know, like when I say it's the album of the year, like people think that I'm talking in just rap lingo. People got to realize I've sold records, I've not sold records. I've had the best verse, I've not had the best verse. I mean, I can admit it. I can, you know, it ain't no big deal. This is definitely the album of the year. Definitely.
Now, would you have said the same if this was last year?
I don't know who came out last year.
Kendrick came out last year. Good Kid, Mad City.
That's both Kendrick. You said it twice.
Yeah.
Kendrick came out.
Right.
Good Kid, Mad City also came out.
Yeah.
You'd put it up against that.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Good Kid, Mad City?
Yeah. Totally. I mean, you know what it is? I just feel like, man, I do street hip hop, and to me, that's the energy that's missing in hip hop. I feel like hip hop right now is just a whole bunch of easy listening.
There's a lot of that.
And this is like abrasive. This is like real. This makes you like, you know, drive around in your car with the windows down past the club line 3 times before you get out, so people know what you're listening to.
So they're
like,
scared.
It's front music. You know what I'm saying? It's music you can front to, like LL say.
Yeah, that's so tight. Yo, Syph, so you listen to the album.
Yeah.
So answer the question.
Yeah.
How much non-cocaine talk is there on this album? Because that's the biggest criticism of Pusha from us and others to date, is that he does a lot of coke talk. Do you
How much
non-coke talk?
Yeah,
is
tell him, Syph.
I know it was edited, so it's tough. So he was talking about fucking. He was just talking about
0.
So it's all coke talk. So
Yo, man.
Push, you tell us.
My name is my name.
Damn it.
Pusha T is always gonna have the parallels to the street. I just feel like, by this time, you just gotta accept me for who I am. I still rap better than 95% of the rappers.
100%.
I don't care if, drugs are the parallel or whatever it is. My parallels, just even in using, drugs as a metaphor is just on another level.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on, man.
I don't even know how you keep coming
Come
up
on,
with
dog.
different
Like
ways.
it can't just be
insane.
it can't just be drugs, but people that it sticks out to people. But
do you have an interest in moving on from that at some point though? Would you ever be like, I want to challenge myself and do songs that aren't about drugs? Or I don't have references.
But I don't necessarily. The songs aren't. It's just about a lifestyle. It's really just about a lifestyle and just what's going on in the streets. Like, my favorite records were always what started hip hop for me was the message. Like, all I know is street hip hop. I don't really like smooth jazz hip hop.
That wasn't for you.
I'm not into that, man.
You weren't a huge PM Dawn fan.
Never, man.
Were you? Hold on. What about you? Weren't a Diggable Planets fan? Too light. The beats.
Who like that was alright.
It was cool, but you would have done a crack freestyle over it.
Yeah, I'm just not into that. So, I feel like this is my lane. I feel like this is my lane. It's articulate.
I mean, and we always tell rappers, yo, stick to your lane.
I know. And then
But then when somebody doesn't stick to your lane, why didn't you stick to your lane?
100% right. You can't win.
So this guy is doing exactly what we all say, like, yo, why he did that other girl song, man? He got to stick to his lane. This nigga sticks to his lane.
Even my girl songs, though, man. They even my girl songs describe, the women involved in the lifestyle, and it shows even the perspective of like the King Push record. I say carry on like a carry on my side bitch. I let tag along. Call me daddy from a complex because her mother's fucker wouldn't marry mom. Even that has perspective in what you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I got the best album, man. Like,
so who's the? And then you had to flick that "I Love Sarah J" thing.
Man.
Even the Sweet Serenade with Chris Brown on it.
Come on, man.
Not the Chris Brown don't sound like Chris Brown.
Chris don't sound like
it's
Chris.
Fucking distorted and phased and all that shit. Like,
Chris don't sound like Chris. Future has never been used like he was used for Pain, like he's used for everybody else. I got the best verse from Ross.
Your Kendrick verse is...
my Kendrick verse is...
Ouch.
Y'all ain't heard Kendrick talk drugs or his relationship with the drug epidemic.
True.
Right. No,
I got Jeezy sounding incredible.
The best.
Like, I put together a masterpiece.
So...
What
do you then do? How do you then judge the success of it? You already feel great about it. The people who know are already saying this is the shit. So are there numbers you care about? Are there accolades you care about? Are you just saying, fuck it, you made your album, you're proud as shit, you made your album?
Yeah, like I made my album and I'm about to go tour. Like, I mean, that's it. That's how I'm a judge. I'm a judge in front of the people, that I see every night. That's how I've been judging everything. Like,
well, I saw you, though. When I saw you... by the way, we haven't talked since I saw you that night. So, remember the night I saw you and he was a fucking nightmare when I saw this guy?
No.
I told you about it at the college show?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. He wouldn't even talk.
With Trinidad there?
Yes. Pusha walks in, somehow almost blamed me. He's like, you were so mad that when you saw me, you go, is this your college? I'm like, I'm just hosting.
Yo, listen. It was so bad, man.
You were
they
so
treated
mad.
us so bad.
Because like you've done the colleges where the security's crazy before, right? Where they just shut it the fuck down.
Outside. Yeah.
Listen, we drive. Mind you, I think I did 3 shows that day. So that may have been
The last one.
the last one or the second one. So I'm trying to get. Matter of fact,
Oh,
it was
no.
the second one. I was trying to get to Jersey.
Right.
They wouldn't let my people in. They would just, man. They wanted passports.
I think you were coming
It
from
was
BB
crazy.
King's.
Yeah. Exactly.
You had just done BB Kings.
Exactly.
So he comes in. He's like, Rosenberg, this your school? I'm like, no. And then he's like, all right. And just like walks straight to the stage. He got on stage, started off in a bad mood. So he's like, listen, I don't even really give a fuck. I'm going to just run through these songs real quick. But then the crowd loved you so much that within 5 minutes,
I couldn't
you were
take
back.
it out. I couldn't take it out on them.
But it really was a moment for me where I was like, damn, he is building something here because the college kids of that show fucked with all your shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, this is very promising. Do you have a personal expectation that? No, I know you do. What is, not that it matters, but it's a fun conversation. This is what we do. It's nerd talk. What is your own expectation of what your album sells first week? What you think? If you were to be like, I'm predicting I'm gonna do blank amount.
Oh man, I'm a predict 100,000.
100,000. Now, will you be disappointed if it's less than that or not give a fuck?
No, I'm not gonna be disappointed. Not at all.
Does Ye love the album?
Ye loves my album.
Especially in the zone he's in right now.
Loves my album.
Of course he does.
He has to.
Why wouldn't he?
Come on, man. First of all, he only likes me to make the hardest records. That's all he wants to hear from me. So you gotta think the records that have a little less edge on them or not just smacking you in your face on first listen. We had arguments, full-on arguments about these records.
He didn't like them if he thought they weren't smacking you in your face enough?
Yeah, if they weren't abrasive enough, he wasn't into it. Immediately. He just wants me to make 9 dark records. That's what he wanted. 9. That's what he wanted.
Oh, he only wanted 9 songs?
Yeah, he was like 9. 9 dark records. That's all you need.
You fought for 12?
Fought for 12. Argued. Had to take a flight to California to sit down and say, listen, bruh, like, I need 3 more songs.
Why is he big on the short album now? Why is that his thing?
Oh, because he just thinks we're just gonna keep putting out albums anyway. So it's like take the best, and he felt that 9 were incredible. So he was like, take these 9, and that's what the album is. So we'll be happy. We'll want to perform them every night. We'll want to do,
It's an interesting. It makes sense.
And then we're supposed to do another one. He gave me the name of some group that puts out,
album after album.
Yeah, but it was a rock group. They're probably 70 now, probably touring that. But something that just doesn't resonate to me.
Right.
But he uses that as an example, and he's like, man, that's what we should do, because they're the greatest in the world. So we need to be greater than them.
Well, it's funny because he has, as time has gone on, he has just shaved down his albums. And at the beginning, my biggest flaws with his first couple albums, which I love, but are that there are some ones that at the end is like. First of all, the interludes he counted as separate tracks. So those early albums were like 23 fucking songs.
Dang.
It is hard to keep track of what's what. Then you look all the way down to Yeezus. Now he's down to 10 songs.
Right.
So that's obviously the zone where he wants.
And listen, that was my argument. I was like, well, listen, if you got 10, why do I only get 9?
Yeah, can I at least get my 10?
Like, why do I only get 9?
Was he hands-on for the record he did?
Totally.
He produced.
He
pushed a button.
He was He was hands-on for a lot of my records. And it got to a point when I told y'all I have been saying I got the best album since the springtime. It was because when I went to Paris in the spring, and whenever I did Numbers on a Board video, he took my drive and was like, "Okay, you done with your raps." And I was like, nah, like, it's a couple things. He's like, nah, like, you done with the raps, like you're done now. Let me do what I do. Now you done. You're finished. And he was like, matter of fact, go shoot a video. And he called up this kid, Somi, this director. And I went and shot Numbers on the Board while I was out there. Same time while I was out there day. Then he edited that for like 8 hours himself. Like, he's been.
Well, can we be real for a second? Let's just put it down. I know you're used to it, but we got to stop for a second. And I'm sorry to dick ride. Does it ever dawn on you that it's fucking crazy that Kanye West, one of the greats of all time, individually gets pleasure out of like working on your project? Like, it's his goal to.
You're skipping over. He came in the game for Pharrell.
I want to go.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
how
do you go from one?
I know. Well, that's
genius, legend, and God to the other one.
Yeah.
And then they don't get mad. Like, the first one's not mad.
No, it's just like, all right.
Oh no, and they both are like, yo, you know, they both are like, and I don't even want to bring this conversation up any further than the statement.
Okay.
But they both are like, yo, we just need to, you know, do the whole Clips album, both of us, and that's it.
Well,
But we can
just
talk
leave
about
it right
no
there.
longer.
We'll just leave that right there.
Yeah.
All right, we got to talk.
Hold
to
that one.
Yeah,
Hold that
we
one.
got to talk to No Malice about that.
Yeah.
By the way, did you ever
gotta talk to him about
Did you hear
that.
No Malice when he was on One Epstein by any chance? When he did our show? Oh, it was hilarious.
Well, I got some questions about that.
Okay.
About what he said.
Yeah, about him.
Is it about the world's longest silence?
No, but we should talk about that.
We got to show you the video. There's this one part when I was interviewing your brother where I asked him a question. I asked him about he was he was explaining his when he reset everything with his wife, basically.
Okay.
And he's telling him about that, right? And you know, he's an open book, so I'm very comfortable asking him everything, and he's always comfortable answering. And I'm like,
And I bet you he wasn't comfortable.
So I go,
with you saying,
well, no, but I didn't say.
anything
No,
shaky.
it wasn't shaky though. All I said was,
Making sure it was.
oh, yeah, I was being very delicate. I was like, so are you saying that you went back and you basically told her everything? It was along those lines. It was just,
Yeah.
it was kind of general. And he wasn't upset, but he sat there and stared at me before he answered for about 6 seconds, which in a room like
Maybe
this,
more.
the devil.
yo, and we went, and I was like, what? And it was, you got to watch the video.
Yo,
It's
remember
amazing.
that show? You remember that show back in the day? I think it was called Out of This World, where the girl used to touch her fingers and stop time.
No, no one remembers that reference. But
Well, that's what he did.
But
He was like, bing, and he just froze in time.
I know we were just like, it's amazing. You got to watch it. So, okay, Saif, what did you want to ask Push about his brother? Because we
Well, you
asked
didn't
him a lot
hear it.
about you.
You didn't hear it, but he was saying that he worries about you, like your alone time, like when you're not around all the people and in the studio or on a show, you're in your room or your hotel just by yourself. He worries if what happened to him is gonna happen to you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And like, do you feel like you're at a breaking point, or do you get nervous about what happened to him?
No, I don't. I just, you know, I feel like everything that happened is just very natural. And, you know, I just think, man, I look at my brother now and he's just like extremely happy.
Yeah.
And that's all I want
Was
him
he?
to be.
Did you know he wasn't before?
Totally. Do you know what it's
knew it.
like being on the road? And he's like not nice.
Oh, I can imagine him being pretty
Yo,
cranky
can
if he
you
was not.
What? You can't imagine. Yo, he's not like a nice man. He's not a nice man. I'm trying to like, just so you understand. Like, he's a decent man, but he's not a nice man at all.
He doesn't give extra friendly for no reason.
What? There's no nothing.
So you're
Nothing.
so like you're trying to have fun and absorb this life.
Listen, I'm trying to have fun. The people who are on the road with us are trying to have fun, and he's just, oh man, he's miserable, and his he's miserable and he's angry, and it's just no good with him. He's a bully, just anyway.
Naturally.
Because
Right.
naturally he's just like a bully type man.
So has that changed now? So now that he's found happiness, does he seem to be different and enjoying life
He
more?
he rides his bike and shit. Like like he rides his bike, he like golfs. Like, it's like when I go over his crib, it's like, yo, let's go ride bikes. And he's like, just, he doesn't care. He's carefree. He's like, he's really happy, man. And I couldn't see him any other way now.
And could you and you're still able to now, or maybe even more so than before, enjoy your brotherly relationship, even though, because you know how sometimes when people get religious, it can get weird, and you're like, it's not like that.
No, he's not like that. Like, we have like, he'll call me and just like, we'll sit on the phone for hours and he just tells me, things, thoughts, a whole bunch of stuff. But it's, it's still regular conversation.
But
He'll still call me about a Smack DVD.
See, I knew it. We knew it.
Oh, what's up, Cal?
I knew that he would.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing about your brother is he would talk about how he doesn't listen to any rap anymore. He doesn't really relate to it anymore. And then we'd be like, well, who's your favorite rapper? And he'd be like, my brother. And I'm like, but he's the most crackest, talkingest one of them all. And you're his favorite rapper.
Yeah.
Are there any traits that he has as an MC that you don't have and wish you did?
Well, I can say on this album, I was trying to be a lot more explanatory when it came to just my reasonings and my role in the clips was just to be arrogant, brash, have the the colorful lines or whatever. He was the conscious one. He was the one that had the the voice of reason a bit. You know what I'm saying? So I consciously made that decision to be like, yo, I wanna make sure that I incorporate those type of bars in my verses.
Because you don't have him to do that part anymore.
Exactly, and that's all. Listen, totally could count on him for that. Didn't even have to think that way.
Did you have to ask him advice on how to do that, or you just did it on your own?
No, I just did it on my own. I think I could do it. It was just nothing that was required.
It wasn't your role at the time.
Yeah, it wasn't my role.
Did he teach you how to rap at all? Period.
Totally.
Like from the beginning, he was first.
I mean, not in a sense of sit down, take this pen, but he was just. It was his criteria that made me know, what's good in rap and what's not good in rap. It was him who told me that MC Hammer wasn't the best rapper, because I don't know how old I was, but I definitely told him that. And he was like, nah. He was like, no. He was like, no, he's the best entertainer. I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh, wow. So he still did find the positive in Hammer.
Oh, yeah. No,
he wasn't trying to tell you that he was shit.
Nah, he was just like that. And then, I guess Run DMC, at the time maybe was probably...
What are you, 4 years younger?
5.
5 years younger. So
yeah.
It's like the difference me and my brother.
Yeah.
So Pharrell's on the record and
Twice.
Kanye's on the... Pharrell's on twice. Kanye's on once.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, he's on. Oh, well, obviously he has one produced track officially. Dominican Drew, are you listening to us still? Was he responding or no? No. I wanted to play that audio later of him yelling, because the Kanye moment at the release party is one of my favorite hip hop moments in some time.
It was great, man.
I mean, were you able to take in how funny it was at the time, or were you just sitting there like, what is happening?
You know what? What happened, man? Like we actually started without him, right? So then when he came, I was like, okay, cool, you made it or whatever. And specifically, I wasn't supposed to talk at all. So, I felt like, no, I mean, I just been talking up the album so much. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Without, the delays and everything else, it's just all music now.
Time for music.
Man, so he comes in and, he's vibing, whatever. Then he asked for a mic, and I'm just like, man, I don't know where this is going, Jack. Because him with a mic is just, you just don't know.
Could you tell that he was off that goose right now?
I couldn't tell what he was, but I just know him asking for a mic. And see, the thing is, it's not crazy to me for him to talk like that. He's very, I like that about him.
Of course.
He speaks like that. But for everybody to hear the conversation, this is a conversation that every day. We'll sit down and talk about, and pick apart people jacking this or whatever the case may be. Like, all right, cool.
Yo, Syph, don't you wish Ebro every once in a while just sat around and was like, yo, ain't no one fucking with Cypher Sounds of Rosenberg. No one's seeing my man Rosenberg with the realness. Like, imagine that's what he makes his team feel good about himself. He reinforces what you already know. Yeah. He doesn't just sit around and go, God, you're a piece of shit. Why did I hire you? Why did I sign you to good music? You're fucking, you were doing nothing. You're nothing without me.
Oh, man, that would have been terrible.
You would done a posse album on fucking Koch.
Oh, man.
You guys didn't even care about that album. It was shit.
Oh, my God.
That's what Ebro would do if Ebro ran your label. Woo. But you don't. You have fucking Kanye. So, what do you think? We don't normally ask about like current events that much, but since you have a new album out,
right,
and since we've had you talk about your history before with your brother many times, and you are always willing to speak your mind more than almost anyone we interview.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? The sensitivity that people are getting about the Control verse and the aftermath. You were one of the named artists in that song.
It was nothing, man. Like, you know what? I looked at. First of all, let's be clear. I was the first one to respond. When I heard the verse, I was the first one on Twitter like, oh, yo, I hear you loud and clear.
Oh, that's right.
Boom.
That's right.
And I'm the first one to actually put out a song with Kendrick that's of some substance that's like dope. You know what I'm saying?
Since, you mean Nostalgia?
Yeah, since.
You mean the real verse? Because Control was fine. Nostalgia was the one that if you really wanted to have your feelings hurt about how good a rapper he is, that was a brutal verse.
That was a great verse.
Yeah.
But I mean, I never took it no type of way. I never took the Control verse no type of way. I just felt like, to me, I looked at it like, okay, Kendrick is calling the names of everybody he feels is relevant, and he's saying that he wants to, murder them or whatever the case may be, which is that's the criteria every time. When I was doing So Appalled with Ye and Hove and Sahai, I'm like, man, I gotta have the best verse. Like, I didn't get what everybody was in an uproar about.
Yeah, isn't that the sort of the known thing of hip hop? Is that if everyone, that's what I thought was.
Everybody gets sensitive nowadays with names.
The name thing, and that's corny to me. Like, it's like.
But the name thing was giving you props. That was hot to me.
That's how I looked at it. I mean, not everybody looks at it the same, man. It's like, it's the rap ego. It's a lot that goes into that. But, I'm different.
What do you feel? Yesterday I was listening to Outkast at the gym. I was just doing like a random hype me up Outkast mix. Yeah. So I was doing upbeat. I was doing Bombs Over Baghdad.
Wow.
Wheels of Steel. Just like up tempo stuff.
Wow.
And I got to thinking about how everyone gets psyched about their numbers and how good their album is. And I don't expect that anyone's going to make music that sounds like Outkast or Tribe or whoever. But the question is, are you doing something with your album that has not been done before? You know what I'm saying? Can you really look yourself in the mirror and be like, and I can tell that you can with the way you feel about your album. I can look at this album and say that I pushed the culture forward. I did an album that hasn't been done before.
Well, no. I'm not going to say I did an album that hasn't been done before. I did an album that is going to rank up with the greats that that have done great albums. I contributed to the culture that way. I added one.
You added one to the lexicon of greatness.
I definitely added one. I can't. That'd be going like Outkast for real, man. They pushed the envelope so crazy.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And they may take it places that I wouldn't take. Dre being one of my favorite rappers, like the wig, that's just never gonna be me.
Oh, that's too bad.
And all of that. But that goes along with the greatness to me. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into their greatness, and it's just the dichotomy of both of them.
Here's some questions that we've gotten on Juan Epstein on Twitter here for Young Push for Juan Epstein.
Some questions from Twitter.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like you should, talk about you introducing new segments to the podcast.
Hey, so hold on, guys. Aside on the podcast. I'm being serious. Quick aside, real quick. Saif, I've been wanting to talk to you about something. How do you feel about, like every once in a while, if there's a good opportunity, taking some questions off of Twitter?
It's a good idea.
What about doing it right now?
All
right, cool. Okay, cool. I got some questions here. So, someone says, will you ever do a whole solo album? This is at Leo Benson, too. Will you ever do a whole solo album produced by @Pharrell and @Chad Hugo?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to it at all.
How weird is @Chad Hugo?
He's not weird.
Stark raving mad.
I think he's weird, Saif. I've met him a couple times. He seems weird. I don't know him well. I'm not saying he's not a good guy.
Chad is stark raving mad, but I think all geniuses are.
He's like, he's one of those like he's got music in his head at all times,
like playing all the time.
Like, but he thinks you hear it, so his conversation is connected to what he's hearing, and you're like, "The fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "Nah, it just because it goes around."
Are you talking about like the time I got beat up by that guy and he said, "Who's the faggot now?" And I said, "I didn't call you a faggot." Yeah. That's the conversations that are happening in someone's head. That's another story for another day. Push. They've heard it before.
All right.
You haven't lived until you've gotten beat up while doing a live remote for a radio station. Straight hip hop.
Man.
Someone wrote, at The Only Hudson says, what is your favorite Disney movie?
I don't have one.
He's too fucking gangster. And if you ask something like that again.
Is it that you're too gangster?
No, I just don't have one.
You're not just not into really into
it. You ever seen Disney movies?
No.
You don't have kids, right?
No.
Yeah, why would you?
Why would he have kids?
No, why would you watch Disney movies? I'm saying why would you watch Disney movies if you don't have kids? Okay. Not why would you have kids?
Speaking of putting seeds upon the earth, what's the connection with Jamaica? Says at the DIB
Good
channel.
question.
Yo,
Good question.
Let me tell you something. I this started in Hawaii actually, and I was the theme of the album like usually just comes from a conversation and just picking out like your favorite joints or whatever. And I was like, man, I think I wasn't even working on the album. I was working on a mixtape, and I was about to start working on a mixtape, and I was like, man, I just want hard records. Like I need I need records like Come Fly With Me, which was Foxy and Sizzler. And then I just kept playing that record. And I was like, man, see, this record right here is the feeling of like, and that beat is the feeling that I wanted to have all through my mixtape, through the Wrath of Cain. And you know, there's just something with Jamaica, like it's eerie, it's beautiful, but it's eerie, it's dark. It always sounds like it's angry.
A lot of did you grow up with a lot of Jamaicans in Virginia? Are there a lot or?
No, but we have like there were two places in Norfolk, one called the Boathouse and one now called the Norva, that brings the most reggae shows on the East Coast, and everybody comes through there.
Yeah.
And it's been, I mean, like the Boathouse was specifically for that. Yeah. That burned down, and then the Norva is the new venue for it, and I've always supported it.
Right.
At Elgin.com, will he ever cut his braids? Ever gotten close?
I've never gotten close, but I mean, you know, I'm not like, it's nothing that I care about.
Jones
Young
got him.
Chow did it.
Who? Our boy Young Chow.
DJ,
wow.
Young Chow, come on.
Have you ever considered going to help out my boy RG3 and get his braids tighter, because they're a mess?
Come on, man.
Help out my boy, man.
Leave RG3 alone.
Oh, he's
man.
my favorite. He's my guy.
Let him live, man.
My guy. I want those braids tight.
You know, it's a Virginia thing. It's a Virginia thing. It's a you know, it's just something we're attached to. You know, the whole Allen Iverson connection, all of that.
You ever talk to AI?
Yeah, I see him.
You do?
Actually, yeah.
How is he? Because the story, an article came out about him about a year ago that was upsetting and worrisome.
Yeah, you know, I hear these things, but you know, AI is like my idol. So there's like nothing bad. He's never done anything bad. He's
all right. So you're delusional, but so then you're delusional.
Whatever you want to call.
So
it.
then I can't even ask you.
I don't care. I don't care.
I don't want to know. He's fine, but he seems cool when you see him.
Yeah, well, he smiles. We talk.
In Virginia?
Virginia, Atlanta, yeah, a couple places.
A lot of people want to ask you about like this Drake and Kendrick shit. No, we covered that. Do you consider the intro for Lord Willin one of the greatest intros of all time? That's from Shells 386.
Man, Hell Have No Fury is better than Lord Willin, man. Come on, it kills me.
Syfe, you think so too?
People kill me with that.
Is Hell Have No Fury better than Lord Willing?
Yes, Syfe.
Yeah.
It is.
You were around for that one, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was cleaning out some hard drives yesterday and found a lot of fucking... You know the shit Tyler stresses me because he found out I was A&R Star Trek, and every time I see Tyler, he's like, I know you got some unreleased shit. I know you got... But not clips, though. No clips.
No
Everything they made is on the album.
We
except
never
for
made
Pussy.
extra beats.
Except Pussy.
Yeah, Pussy's not on the album.
Yeah, we never made extra records. The clips were dialed in, bro.
Did Tyler, when you met Tyler, did he tell you about how did he make his fanship clear?
Yeah, totally. I mean, Star Trek to the death, family.
I got all the I found all the family shit
That's what he's gonna kill you for. Though.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to him.
That's what. Yeah, you need to.
Bootleg it.
Bootleg it.
Yeah.
Tyler, you're gonna do shit with it.
I finally found it.
No, you know what you should do? I'm dead ass serious, and I'd be jealous of this. But here's what you should do. Tyler makes like art and shit for people. Like he gave a piece to Ye. Like he made this like framed weirdo fucking Tyler original art.
Yeah.
You should be like, yo, just make me a nice piece. I'll send you all the shit. And then
I want him to do my improv show.
Oh, or that. I know how you do.
His stories would be fucking.
Did you invite Pusha to your improv show yet?
Trying to get Pusha.
You probably should.
Pusha will come.
Yeah, that's not
eventually.
He'll do it.
You've never asked me though. Like, don't act like you've asked
No,
me.
I asked Yvette.
You have not asked me. Don't
See, there you go, lying. Just
Hold on,
don't
EP.
lie. We don't have to lie to each
I
other.
asked EP.
We don't-
you haven't done that.
EP doesn't talk.
EP.
EP doesn't talk.
EP helped deliver.
EP does not talk.
Yo,
Not ask EP.
are you
Yeah, I did.
have you heard from Ric Flair yet? Because let's be honest, you dipped into the woo once, but then you've been dipping back in.
I heard there was something.
Yo.
He said some shit, right?
Yeah, man. Flair said he
Hold on,
want to
sorry.
check.
Sorry, real quick. EP Tuesday, 6:40 a.m. What up with Pusha doing a Friday improv show? EP at 7:21 a.m. Working on it.
I'll holler at EP.
Okay.
I ain't dissing EP till EP get here.
So, Flair never hit you up though.
Nah, I heard Flair wants some money.
He's got a shitload of divorces.
Really?
He's got he's four divorces.
Flair's like the king. I don't know if you really know.
No, I really do.
Well, does WWE
Oh yeah, well you know,
matter?
we
or
talked
about
about
this.
this. Yeah.
I know he's
Yeah,
the king.
yeah.
The problem is
Yeah.
he spent all his fucking money.
does
and he loves getting
WWE
divorced.
matter or
It would matter to him?
they own?
Now
that?
I heard he was
If
like
he used
they were,
a
like,
sample, he couldn't.
drunk like they be like he be fighting like
He got into a fight with his daughter's boyfriend. The
yeah.
daughter's boyfriend beat him up, which is literally the
So
least
sad.
G thing that you could ever have happen when you were Ric fucking Flair.
Come on, man.
Would you give him a check if you needed to?
Yeah,
You'd be like, here.
yeah, I would.
Do you ever feel a way? Sometimes I feel like we really should have a thing for old rappers where they get money. Do you ever feel that way?
No, I don't care about that. I just I just feel like, man.
If you borrow their stuff, though.
You know what's so crazy? Because we talk about this, right? My biggest thing in hip hop right now is I want to see the first rap acts that become the crazy touring acts. Like back at USA Today, like at the end of the year, it'd be like Eagles, Madonna, da da da. I want to see who's gonna be the first.
I want to.
one.
My prediction is Red and Meth. That's what I think.
Jay-Z.
Oh,
But-
Jay-Z's different though.
But you're saying Jay-Z's
No,
different.
no, I'm sorry. What I'm thinking, Red and Meth is
Yeah,
like
You're
like,
saying of the Springsteen level.
yeah.
That's
like I want to see
touring.
that. Yeah, that's gonna keep
my
touring
vision
for
is
Them in
years.
Vegas.
Red and Meth
I've
in
told them that.
Vegas.
A
My
Vegas
vision is
act.
like a Red and Meth. Like you could go to like a month show.
Yeah, but
Red
that's
and
not
Meth.
what I'm talking about.
They
though.
do
If I
comedy,
said-
they do
If I said
music.
the Eagles
Yeah.
grossing such and such and Rolling Stones and all of that,
Yeah.
every year.
Hov is definitely
Like
on
I'm
that
thinking,
path.
I want to see him, and then I want to, that should be the goal. I think that should be the goal for every rapper.
Well, here's the thing, though.
I don't think rappers have to be like, gotta be, get dated anymore.
No, I don't think so either. That's
They
the
don't
thing.
have
We kept,
to.
the reason we kept doing that is because we were yet to get to a time where successful rappers had aged. But now
Right.
we're getting to that time. Because the thing is, it didn't happen fairly for like Kane. Now, even someone like Kane has aged successfully, still does shows,
Right.
but it's not on the level it should be because he wasn't able to get to the level that he should have had he been in a different era, right?
How many rock groups and artists were there that we don't even know about?
Of
we
course,
look
a
at
ton.
we look at the successful ones, and then we look, but they was doing this since the '60s. But
Who-
there
the
was
guys
probably
from
some
the
dudes
40s
in
and
the
50s
that like
that's who Kane is, right? So people like
Yeah,
Kane and Rakim who still do
early.
shows, they still do good, but they're not doing what Jay's gonna do. See, Jay is. I've been saying this recently. Jay is getting into a territory that's never been done before.
Right.
The grown up, truly, like Jay's gonna be 50 in
Do
a
you
few
think
years.
you think Jay should take Kane on the road?
Well, that would be tight. But I wasn't even saying that. But, that would be tight.
see, the thing is, the difference is, I think that Jay is still keeping up with the times. That's what happened in rap. Like, the rappers before us were busy saying, "Oh, this new stuff is whack."
Yeah.
Now I feel like Jay's like, "Oh, there is some good in this new stuff, and watch how I adapt to that." And boom, boom, boom.
That is
boom.
interesting though, because think about it. Guys like Springsteen of the Stones.
We are thinking about it.
All right, good. They continue to put out albums.
Right.
But their albums don't necessarily sound exactly like what now sounds like. It sounds like a newer Stones album. Or
Right.
But the thing is, some of those albums are also shit. That's the part you have to get realistic about too, right? Like, I don't like the new Jay album that much. The fact of the matter is, the greatest artists of all time, after they hit their peak, and then they still do another 7 albums, 3 of them are always shit. Like, you can't make good albums perfectly forever if you're willing to keep trying. You're going to have some that don't necessarily gel the same way, in
Right.
my opinion. So I don't sit there feeling bad, like, because in hip-hop, they'll also be like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
you
why I ain't
just...
giving no pension plans.
Right. Well, but here's the thing. But what about the guys who literally, like, invented the culture and didn't get shit off of it? You don't feel any way? Like, if, like,
Some type of way.
if a Kaz, a Flash, a Melly Mel, whoever, not Melly Mel, he seems like a lunatic, but the ones who really originated, you don't feel bad if they have nothing?
Oh, I mean, listen, I don't want anybody to not have anything, to
But you
have
don't
nothing.
feel you owe them something?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to do?
Right? Write a random check and just send it to someone in the mail, blind, and just be like, here's $25K. Good looking out. I'm just saying.
Which one?
Who would you do it for?
Yeah, you got.
Dog, you could
If I
do
had to
that.
pick,
Listen,
that'd be tough.
listen. Well, why don't we do it for the R&B artist that lost to? Why don't we just do it for everybody?
I know the R&B artist we sampled.
Come on.
I guess it's a deep issue.
And this is coming from Rosenberg, who ain't giving nobody shit.
See, that's racist. Why do you think I'm not giving
But
people
you
shit?
know why, and I ain't gonna say it.
See? Always that.
You know what?
You have so much more money than I do, and you
Yo.
probably don't spend it either.
Yo, no, I'm not like you, buddy.
Yes, you. No, you're
no,
rich.
No, buddy.
The difference is
buddy.
you have
You
money.
are tight.
Why? You have no example to base that on of my tightness.
Yeah,
Saif,
safe. Is he tight,
this
safe?
is not everyday racism.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
Oh, it's just-
but it's also accurate.
Oh, well,
I'm
there we
not
go.
tight though. I don't have money. I don't have any
You
money.
got money.
Come on, man.
Not a lot. You got money.
Come on, man.
I have money. I buy my records.
Come on,
I
man.
buy 45s. I tip
Out.
generously. What do you spend the most money on, Push? You're not jeweled up particularly.
Yeah, probably just clothes.
What are your? Oh yeah, because you're into some weird shit too.
Yeah.
You were borderline skirt. You came like inches from the
Oh,
skirt.
Listen, man, those were really shorts, man. And I'm so sick of people saying that it
You were-
was a skirt.
It looked like a skirt.
Were they floppy shorts?
Yeah, man.
I mean, it was close, man. It was close.
No, it wasn't, man. It was
What do
real
you- what
shorts,
do you
man.
do? What
I
do you
don't do the skirt,
No,
man.
but what do you do when you're? What do you do when you're backstage at Wembley Stadium and Ye is next to you in a skirt? I know what he's doing, but like, do you ever look over and be like, "What the fuck?"
Yo, yeah.
Bruh.
Yo, well, yeah, what's
No,
going on, bro?
You know what, man? I being over there, man, and being over there with him, like I see what's going on just in regards to the whole fashion thing. It's just certain places me, Pusha T from Virginia Beach, Virginia,
It's not gonna go.
just can't, you know.
I feel you.
Yeah, I just can't. Like, you know,
I had
he's the artist that can just take all those risks and everybody call him a genius and then, you know,
Yeah, I had
so on and so forth.
I had a movie role last week, 2 weeks ago.
You did.
and what
Yo,
was it?
by the way,
What was
why-
it?
why didn't you
Did
say
you have
anything
to kiss
about
a man?
I forgot to tell you.
You sucked a
I
guy's
don't
dick
get
in
to-
that movie?
No, I don't get to talk anymore on the radio. I don't know if you noticed.
Shit, that's right.
I had a movie role.
And what?
And
Wait, you played it or you
with-
tried out?
No, I had the role, and it was with Kristen Wiig.
You're a fucking asshole. No, Pusha. Sorry, we got to put your interview on hold for a second. You never mentioned this
I forgot.
at all?
I forgot.
How does one forget that?
So what happened?
Because I got the script and it said, okay, the scene is an artist. He makes video art, and the scene is about one of his art pieces, and I'm in the video. I'm part of the art,
Okay.
and it's like it's 4 grown-ups acting like babies
Okay. Oh, I
in
know where this is gonna
diapers.
go. You wouldn't do it.
Oh man.
I couldn't do it.
Hold on,
Of course
Syfe.
you could.
Kristen Wiig was in the scene
Syfe,
because she's
hold
the
on.
producer.
Real quick, I got to.
No, because if you would have saw Syph in a diaper,
No shirt and diaper.
come
you're saying,
on,
Syfe. Is that what you're saying?
it'd be over.
I couldn't do it.
But don't you?
I had to like,
It'd
I
be
had a
over,
line.
Syph.
I have
it'd
a
be,
line.
It'd be over. For
and mind you, I do some weird shit on stage
With
when I
that
do
cut?
improv. With the cut.
What kind of baby is that? What kind of fucking weird baby
Some
is
kind
that,
of like
man?
some Arab Puerto Rican mixed baby. I don't know.
Wait. So what? You told them thank you, but no thank you.
I said, yeah, I'm not comfortable with rolling around in a diaper.
I would have paid anything for. I would have paid extra money for you to take that role.
No, I couldn't, and I debated too, because I was like, damn, Kristen Wiig is.
What'd
in
your
it.
wife say?
No, she don't.
She didn't care. But what did she air on? She was like, "Don't do it."
Whatever makes you comfortable. My wife is never. She always is
Easy
good.
squeezy.
Yeah.
What do you think? Push, you wouldn't roll around in a diaper?
By no means.
I don't know.
I don't know if
And
I
I
would
do
wanna-
some wild shit. I do comedy. I've done.
Okay. What if? And please, you're. You know,
I'd rather wear the skirt.
I'd rather.
Oh
wear
yeah,
skirt.
for sure. Oh, I'd wear a
rather
fucking
wear-
full prom dress over a diaper. What if the scene had been not that where dressed in normal clothes, but kissing a guy on the lips?
No.
No makeout.
It's funny.
No makeout. Just
It's
a
funny
peck.
you say that.
Come on, dog.
It's funny you say that because, like, I was just listening to this podcast with this dude, Adam Pally. He's a UCB guy that went on to that show, Happy Endings.
Mm-hmm.
His character on the show is gay.
Okay.
And he was on this podcast, and they asked him, have you ever had, like, kiss man on man? And he's like, yeah, all the time. He's like, that's just part of, like, being on stage and stuff. And, like, I have, like, when I start an improv group, I'm like, yo, just so you know, I don't kiss men on the mouth.
You
Like-
have to say that? Why is that something
Because
you have to say?
in improv, especially when you're making a group, there's like some girls are not comfortable with like sex scenes, like pretending to have sex, or like some people don't like to be touched. There's one kid I know where you cannot touch the back of his neck. There's something, he almost drowned, I think, when he was a kid, and like
boy?
somebody was pushing down on his neck.
It's the water boy.
You can't touch his neck. Yo, he flips out. He
starts seeing the coach.
He almost punched this kid in the face. Like, so I know not to touch it. Not to touch his neck.
So everyone has their own shit.
Yeah.
Their
So I'm like, yo, I won't.
Syph, no diaper, Push, no skirt.
No.
Even though he will wear shorts that basically look like a skirt.
I guess, man.
It's shorts, but the cutoff, that line part is high up.
That's
so
no,
it
was that,
Whatever,
or it looked like it
man.
was like a Foot Locker T-skirt. You know what I'm saying? Like
Come
one of the
on,
big
man.
T-skirts.
That's not true.
Why do people sell those in stores though? Let's be honest. Does people really go in there and go, "Yo, do you have a 7X?"
See, this is how I know you never drive around the hood,
Why?
because they are heavily
Oh
worn.
no, I know they're there. I believe that they're there.
What kills me is when a dude has one of those on, but it's filthy.
A
What's
dirty T-skirt? No,
Like-
it's just
like a Foot Locker white tee,
Yeah.
but it's filthy. Like, my man, they 5 for 20, man. Get down to the limit.
less for that. Less than that if you go to the bodega.
Ugh.
Hey, Push. So the
Yo.
album, we're psyched about this album, man.
Yeah.
I think
everybody should be, man.
I'm gonna give this a good thorough listen today. And
Please do.
dirty,
Please do.
the dirty version.
Please only check out the dirty version.
And yeah, I might go ham for this album because I'm excited about it, man. And I'm such a guy who complains about shit being too soft, and then here you come with the fucking Bricklayers anthem.
Hardest album of the year.
Look at the cover.
I know. Crazy.
Come on, man.
Was this your idea or
No,
Kanye's?
man. I don't care about. Listen.
No. No, man.
It's hilarious. Most artists would have been like, "Yeah, man," and his was
No, man. It's just certain. It's certain things that
You don't care about the cover art.
I mean.
Wait, is that
listen,
literally the
you know-
barcode for the album?
Yeah.
Like how they would scan it?
Oh, I don't know.
Because there's nowhere else.
It is.
It is.
It
There's
is?
nowhere else
Okay.
to scan.
It is the barcode for the album.
Yo, listen. The thing about it is though,
Where's my
I don't having him engaged in certain aspects of the album. He wanted to do the art. He even the photo shoot and styling of it and so on and so forth. Like,
Your name's not even
let him
on
go,
there.
man.
Oh, it's on the side.
Just let him go. You guys sometimes just let him
Like,
do
yeah.
his thing. And I was so worried about the music and making sure that it was right and the verses and everything coming out right. I didn't have a lot of time.
Stay in your lane, man.
He was like, "Yo, this is a barcode, fam. It's a barcode." Hey, real quick, what was the last thing? What was the deal with the Joaquin Phoenix thing?
Because Joaquin Phoenix gave Ye the beat. So I was always under the impression that Joaquin Phoenix did the beat.
And you just liked it. It just happened to be hot.
Oh, yeah.
It just happened to be hot.
What was
yeah.
this? I missed this.
So there's a big story that's been going around about, first the story was Pusha T as a Joaquin Phoenix beat,
Right.
as he just explained. But then the story is now, it is not Joaquin Phoenix who did the beat, but
Sebastian Ulrich.
Lars Ulrich from Metallica's son who did the beat.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's who it turned out to be.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on the album?
Yeah.
Oh.
First song.
Have you met this kid?
No. We just talked over Twitter.
Have you met Joaquin Phoenix?
No.
Why was he giving beats to Kanye?
Bruh, it's just, man, you run across so much stuff being in the
How do you
studio with
feel?
him,
You're in
man.
this
I can't
world,
imagine
yo.
what you see.
And it was a great track. You know what I'm saying? It was a great track. And I was like, wait a minute, I hope you're not just playing this for me, like, to show me how good a track this was. And, needless to say, I ended up with the beat. But as far as I knew, that's what it was. And then it comes out, like, Joaquin was like, yo, I can't take credit for that. Like, it was Sebastian, such and such and so-and-so. And I was like, oh.
He probably was trying to take credit for a minute. And then he's like,
It was
it's
quiet for a
official.
little
It was
bit.
quiet for a
little
second.
bit.
It's officially coming out. It's like when Foxy's brother made Hate Me Now. Come on, son.
What was that? The story? Is that the supposed story?
He was running around saying he made Hate Me Now.
And then it came out and was,
It was like another dude. But he did it with him, but you don't remember that back in the day? But Hate Me Now had a fucking impact.
well, guess what? Tell Foxy's brother I hated Hate Me Now. So
You hated Hate Me Now?
yeah, of course I did. Nas and Puffy
Wow.
at the time, I was like, this is shit.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, shocking, right? All right, Push. My name is my name. Very exciting. We're happy for you, dude.
Yo, thanks for the support, y'all, for real. It's been a long time coming. Y'all always been down.
There are some, they're generic of generics. I mean, that was epically generic. What was that quote? Been a long time coming. Y'all always
Thanks for the support.
Thanks.
Yeah, appreciate it. Come
That
on,
was
man.
epically generic. And we actually do support this guy Pusha T. Not all radio. I don't know if you know this, Push. Not all radio stations play your music.
Oh,
Too hard for some.
come on. You know I know it.
Too hard for some. We up here. We love Pusha T. Congrats, bro. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, thank you.
Congrats.
Clips album coming soon with Pharrell and Kanye.
Here we go. I told you. Come on, dog.
Different
Like
ways.
it's not.
It's
It can't just be.
Insane.
It can't just be drugs. But you know, people that it sticks out to people. But you know,
Do you have an interest in moving on from that at some point, though? Would you ever be like, I want to challenge myself and do songs that aren't about drugs? Or
but
I don't have references.
But I don't necessarily. The songs aren't. It's just about a lifestyle. It's really just about a lifestyle and just what's going on in the streets. Like my favorite records were always what started hip hop for me was the message. Like all I know is street hip hop. I don't really like smooth jazz hip hop.
That wasn't for you.
I'm not into that, man.
You weren't a huge PM Dawn fan.
Never, man.
Were you? Hold on. What about you? Weren't a Diggable Planets fan? Too light. The beats.
Who
but
like that was all right.
it was cool, but you would have done a crack freestyle over it.
Yeah, you know, I'm just not into that. So you know, I feel like this is my lane. I feel like this is my lane. It's articulate.
I mean, and we always tell rappers, yo,
Stay
stick
in
to
the-
your lane.
I know. And then we
But
get
then when
a
he
hard
doesn't,
time.
somebody doesn't stick to your lane. Why didn't you stick to your lane?
100% right. You can't win.
So this guy is doing exactly what we all say, like, yo, why he did that other girl song, man? He got to stick to his lane. This nigga sticks to his lane.
Even my girl songs, though, man, they even my girl songs describe, you know what I'm saying, the women involved in the lifestyle, and it shows even the perspective of like you like the King Push record, you know, I DJ Rick G's.
TJ, is that been around with you for a long time?
Yeah.
Like Clips days.
Yes.
So this is kind of cool. I don't know. For a while, it started to seem like this is going to be one of those situations when by the time it comes out, it's not going to mean what it should mean. Exodus came out 2 years ago. That was, to me, one of your best solo moments you've ever had.
Yes.
He's going to come back. Cypher just wandered out.
Yeah.
So I started to get that feeling. I'm like, oh, man, I hope this comes out soon. And then, lo and behold, it kind of sped up, and here we go.
Yeah.
Are you like, what does the feeling compare like versus a Clips release day for a Pusha solo release day?
You know, and it was a long time coming, you know, for a lot of people. And what people don't realize, for me, it really wasn't, because I had to spend so much time, I think, retuning the ears of people, not hearing Malice at the end of my, you know, after my verse. So, you know, to me, it took a long time just to even get people past that fact that I wasn't, you know, the Clips weren't doing music together. So I feel like, you know, that's why it was the fear of God and the wrath of Cain and fear of God.
You felt you needed a reset to a certain extent,
Had to. They weren't receptive at first.
and you had to get, I guess, new listeners who weren't even really. You probably have listeners now who weren't Clips fans. Honestly,
Yo, I have people who think I'm new. I have street hip hop, and to me, that's the energy that's missing in hip hop. I feel like hip hop right now is just a whole bunch of easy listening,
there's a lot of that.
and this is like abrasive. This is like real. This makes you like, you know, drive around in your car with the windows down past the club line 3 times before you get out, so people know what you're listening to.
So they're
Like,
scared.
It's front music. You know what I'm saying? It's music you can front to, like LL say.
Yeah, that's so tight. Yo, Cypher, so you listen to the album.
Yeah.
So answer the question.
Yeah.
How much non-cocaine talk is there on this album? Because that's the biggest criticism of Pusha from us and others to date, is that he does a lot of coke talk. Do you
How
feel-
much
how much non-coke
Yeah,
talk?
tell him, Syph.
I know it was edited, so it's tough. So he was talking about fucking. He was just talking about.
Zero?
So it was all coke talk. So
Yo, man.
Push, you tell us.
My name is my name.
Damn it.
Pusha T is always gonna have the parallels to the street. I just feel like, you know, by this time, you just gotta accept me for who I am. I still rap better than 95% of the rappers.
100%.
I don't care if, you know, drugs are the parallel or whatever it is. My parallels, you know, just even in using, you know, drugs as a metaphor is just on another level.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on, man.
I don't even know how you keep coming
Come
up.
kids who think I'm new. Tyler, Trouble on My Mind.
Oh, they found out.
Nah, my godson. My godson was like, him and his friend were over the house. Well, over his house. And he was like, man, it's this kid who nice. His name Pusha T. He with Tyler. He the man. It was like,
That's mine.
It was your godson?
No, my godson's friend.
So he was like, yeah, that's my godfather.
Oh, he didn't even know.
Yeah, he didn't even know that, I'm new to him.
So wow, so Trouble on My Mind got you new stuff too. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So people are saying the early word is that this could be album of the year.
This is so much the album of the year. I've been telling people this since the springtime. Like, when I say it's the album of the year, like people think that I'm talking in just rap lingo. People got to realize I've sold records, I've not sold records. I've had the best verse, I've not had the best verse. I mean, I can admit it. I can, it ain't no big deal. This is definitely the album of the year. Definitely.
Now, would you have said the same if this was last year?
I don't know who came out last year.
Kendrick came out last year. Good Kid, Mad City.
That's both Kendrick. You said it twice.
Yeah.
Kendrick came out.
Right.
Good Kid, Mad City also came out.
Yeah.
You'd put it up against that.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Good Kid, Mad City?
Yeah. Totally. I mean, you know what it is? I just feel like, man, I do.
Hey, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is exciting. Just requested the other day, can you guys have Pusha T? I said, Pusha T's been on Juan Epstein twice before. They said, no, solo. So here he is, Pusha T, solo on Juan Epstein.
Thank you.
Yo, what up, Push?
What's up? How you doing?
Album time.
Finally.
Listen,
Finally.
before we get into this, let's be clear.
Okay.
Rosenberg does not know my album.
Nope.
He does not.
No.
He's usually a connoisseur of like music, and Syph is interrupting the interview.
That he always does that. Syph acts like it's not even an interview.
But I want to be clear that Syph this time is the connoisseur of hip hop.
Syph did it.
He's
I heard the clean version over the weekend. So.
Oh my God!
I don't know if I
Never
got
mind.
the full.
I take everything back. Forget
the
it.
clean
I don't know if I got
counts.
the.
Doesn't.
What do you mean
take
it doesn't
everything
count?
back. Come on.
I don't know if he was. I don't know when it bleeped out. I don't know if he said fuck or shit.
And you were confused.
Or bitch. You know.
It's hard. It's very confusing. What do you think, Syph, on your early listen? Because
it's insane.
you got to talk into the microphone too.
Hello.
What is wrong with you? Why are you? What's that? You're out of
a little
control.
disheveled, man.
Yeah, like you
it's
really.
One Up.
No, I know, but it's a big deal because it's his album week.
Trying to
finally.
load the dirty version because we got to do the album release tonight. I'm making sure I got my shit.
You're not
straight.
going to play his song tonight. You're not going to play the.
Why?
Dirty. No, because Syph, he's performing.
Yeah, but certain songs he's not going to perform.
So you're going to find out which
I gotta
ones?
be ready.
Okay, very good. So, Push.
Yo.
We don't know if he has a DJ.
No, that's true. You never
We
know.
definitely do have
He
a
has
DJ.
Who's your DJ?